What's up, you guys? This is Robert at Shy Bears Plus, coming at you straight from the Shy Bears Plus studio. Also, don't forget to follow us at Shy Bears Plus on Twitter, on Instagram. You already found us here on YouTube with me whenever possible. My co-host and contributor. Introduce yourself, young man.
Yes, sir. My name is Jeff, contributor for Shy Bears Plus. You can follow me on Twitter at +_shy. Like Bob said, hit everything on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all things Shy Bears Plus. It's a Bears Victory Tuesday.
Oh, yep. Yeah, make sure you hit that subscribe, smack that bell. Let's go. And yes, Bears Victory Tuesday is the first thing I wanted to say, and you stole it from my mouth because that's what it is. And it is so lit, so excited, so pumped up. I got nothing but good vibes out of this whole game. The Chicago Bears beat the Seattle Seahawks 24-17. I got Facebook notifications going over here. It's on fire. I can't even control it. So yeah, well, what we're gonna do here today is we're gonna kind of go through some of our pregame stuff and see what we were right on, or just kind of what our hunches were. We're gonna go through our stat of the day. We're gonna check in on our predictions from the pregame show and see how well we did. We're gonna do grades of the offense, defense, and special teams, and then we're gonna do some final thoughts, just notes that we picked up from the game. I'm sure you've heard a ton of the talking points already, so we're not gonna go in and repeat that. Khalil Mack had a sack. Everybody knows. So, but we still will bring up some stats. I'm not gonna tell you. Why don't you just listen all the way through? Let's go. Number one, I want to talk about. I brought this up earlier to Jeff here. I was a little disappointed that the national media didn't cover a whole lot of the half-game presentation of the ring ceremony with Brian Urlacher. I thought it was a big deal. I think it was a nice touch. They go through and do their whole Hall of Fame game. They're into it. Tell us why.
Yeah, I guess ESPN has a contract with a halftime performance. And so there's a different performer every week for Monday Night Football. They actually film it on location. It was at Soldier Field before kickoff, outside in a parking lot, I believe. That's why we didn't get to see our beloved number 54 Ring of Honor ceremony.
Yeah, I mean, it's business. I got it. I'm not going to be happy about it, but it is what it is. Thanks for that dynamite drop in. Fly ball caught. So we did update the last show that the Bears had a great Monday night record. So currently it looks like the Bears are going to be 13-5 in their last 18 Monday Night Football games. So if you're a betting guy and you like to bet them straight up, this is not gambling advice. We don't do that here. Bet the Bears. I would just go ahead and do you.
Bet the Bears on Monday night.
Just do you. Not saying, just saying.
Be you.
So, let's jump right into it. Let's see how we did. Be you. Absolutely love it. So we covered what to watch for. My first one was, how did the team recover from a devastating loss? And I felt like they came out with lots of fire, lots of energy, and I don't think that fazed them at all whatsoever. I'm just going to run through mine, and then you can go through yours. And if you got something to add in there, feel free. But let's just try to get through this thing here.
No, they nailed it. They didn't come out on fire.
Will Pace learn his lesson? More high octane, more runs on third and short. And I think he nailed it. And that was one of the things that got us into the end zone, running the balls and getting the touchdown, especially on the drive where Miller got that touchdown off the play action. So, yes, I think he did all of that stuff, and I guess we kind of called that one. Brandon Marshall gets an extra motivation against his old team and has a big game. I mean, I wasn't really forecasting that, but watch out for it, I know that I did see some the media where he was talking about that was a motivation for him, and he loves Chicago, yada, yada. Didn't have a huge game, but it still wasn't something to look for.
He was targeted.
Nailed it. He was targeted. Can the Bears... Oh, yeah, he was going up against the Nakamura, who had like a 90 PFF grade.
Yeah.
Whew. Can the Bears and their defense bring the intensity for 4 quarters, and will Mack and Smith get more snaps? All that happened. Unbelievable. Yeah. That's why you come here, for everything. And then whoever the Bears line up against Trey Flowers, we before the inactives, we did call that one out. So we didn't even know. So totally did wrong. The kid didn't even play. So what did +_shy on Twitter have to say? I forget. What was your what to watch for us?
Yeah, my what to watch for is really was somewhat on the same line. Are the Bears going to run the ball effectively? With the coaching staff, how was Matt Nagy going to come back from the Packers game? How was Vic Fangio going to come back from the Packers game? We had some more exotic blitzes. We saw Bryce Callahan on 2 separate occasions come with the nickel blitz. And then we had Matt Nagy running the ball more on short yardage situations. We had a really great drive in the second half where it was a double-digit play drive. The Miller drive, I think there was almost double-digit runs there alone. I think that was like a 15-play drive or something. So what we thought we were going to see is what we saw. The Bears were who they thought they were. Then my last thing on what to watch for was Roquan Smith and versus Russell Wilson. Roquan Smith, this is one of my hot takes if we get there later on. Roquan Smith can tackle an open field. Newsflash. Okay, he did get juked once by Russell Wilson, but Roquan Smith in the open field, look out. I'm looking forward to seeing him.
Can we talk about a couple of those?
Talk about whatever you want. This is your show.
Hey, it's our show. It is what it is. Oh, so much love here at the Shy Bears Plus. So Roquan, I just want to say, man, he was running around. He made a nice stick. He was making some open field tackles. Loved a whole bunch of that. One thing I didn't like on that touchdown to, was it Fisley? I don't know. He won me money on FanKings. Thanks for that, Tutty. Anyway, there was a situation where it looked like Roquan was in zone. So he was supposed to run with that tight end, and in zone coverage, you're supposed to run that tight end deep and stay with him and play high and then come back down to the short guy underneath and then make a play on him if they go underneath. But you can't just let him run past you. I'm pretty sure that was a mistake there. But besides that, I mean, so what? He's a little slow in zone coverage and coming off and not covering guys. I think that's something that he's going to improve on for sure. He's a talented dude.
Just add on that same note, I do think it was late in the game. It was a long, sustained drive. Quick, no huddled, high tempo from the Seahawks. So only his second game. He didn't have really any training camp late in the game, huffing and puffing. I think that was more of a maybe a little bit of not knowing where he should be in the defense, but I also think there was a fatigue factor with that very play that you mentioned.
Dang. I thought we were going to make this video short. All right. So, first and goal. Was that not first and goal where they scored there, I believe? They just, they were playing a prevent. We're trying to let them complete passes to keep the clock running, to keep the clock going, playing that prevent shell. I mean, that's the motivation for it. You know you're going to give up some points, probably a field goal, at worst, what you want to do. I understand that. So, but now that your back's against the wall, why not come after Russell Wilson, send 6 guys, press them up, and what were your thoughts on that? Because I thought, okay, we're back against the wall, and I tweeted out, okay, now let's go get them, and let's turn the tide here. And then if we get a sack, we run more clock. Were you on board with that, or did you feel so good about running that zone coverage?
No, I'm not a well. It's twofold, really. Is when you're packed in there tight and you could run that zone coverage, and with how well we could get to the quarterback with 3 or 4 defensive linemen, linebackers.
Right.
So you do have that luxury of dropping 8 back there and really packing the zone. So maybe they were doing that on first down. Maybe there was a lapse in play calling or on the field itself. Maybe there was a misassignment. So I don't want to get too deep into it.
Yeah.
So, hindsight's 2020. Yeah, you should have did a whole bunch of stuff you didn't do.
Yeah. Wait, no, actually, I'm pretty sure John Gruden said that hindsight is 50-50 yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Dude, I still love John Gruden. I still love you. Thanks for cool
back.
back.
I wish he would have won so bad this past week, poor guy.
Yeah. What was the other one? And then we did say that the Bears ran the ball better than last week, and we only ran for 86 rushing yards. I just want to point out that I was shocked. It felt like a lot more, did it not? And I'm gonna go over some carries in a little bit in just a moment here. the next segment. But I mean,
Yeah.
Is that not crazy? I thought they ran it down their throat.
Jordan Howard only had 7 yards, was his longest rush of the night.
Yeah.
But you know what it was? It was timely running. It was effective running. It was more people running the ball. You had a Trey Burton run. You had 2 Taylor Gabriel runs. You had 4 Cohen runs. So all these guys mixing it in. Yes, I would like to see more of in between the tackle, Jordan Howard, pound it. But it was very effective when they ran the ball. And also, I think a lot of it had to do with Matt Nagy calling plays that the defense they were giving up that 5-10 yard hitch, comeback route. So he just took what the defense gave him, stayed within Mitch's capabilities at this point in time, and they effectively moved the ball. And when they had to run the ball, they ran the ball. That was the important part.
Yeah, you're totally right. They did take what they give them the whole time. I heard people complaining that they weren't taking shots, they weren't going deep. They're playing cover 3. They've always played cover 3. It's just the thing nowadays that's so different is that they don't have 2 Pro Bowl cornerbacks playing press on cover 3 and are able to get back and cover the deep third. It's such a different dynamic where there were some tough Seattle defenses out there. And it's not that anymore. Those guys got to give the cushion because they can't get back. So, yeah, man, I feel like we're killing this show. At Shy Bears Plus on Twitter. Give me the crispy follow. All right. So next we at +_Shy for Jeff. As you can see, it'll probably be right here on here because of the magic of editing later.
Here,
Anyway.
I'll put it up, and then it'll be blocked out by the bottom part.
Probably. So the Bears will win if, and then we're just kind of talking about it. I said if the Bears rush the ball 25, 30 times, they're going to go ahead and get the win. Well, maybe that's why we only won by 7. Maybe not. Who knows? But yeah, Howard had 16 carries. Cohen had 4. I wanted Cohen to have 5 to 10 carries or / touches. So I think we had 22 total carries, but I wanted a lot more from Jordan Howard. However, I will take the W. I wasn't spot on this. It wasn't really a prediction, but they did run some more on 3rd down and do some more exotic things, so I was happy about that. Stay aggressive, be you, the new identity, play fast, high octane, and you could run from up-tempo. They ran out of shotgun quite a bit. They mixed up a lot of the runs. And they ran out of exotic formations with the jet sweeps, zone read option, things like that. Where little unexpected. We shouldn't, because I did watch Kansas City tape in the offseason to know what to expect. And I saw that play before, and I didn't even recognize it. Didn't even register that I saw Travis Kelce run that ball in. I was like, oh man. So when I saw that, it was pretty sick. So I felt like he did all that. So that's another reason why they did win. And then finally, keep Russell Wilson contained. I got some stats on him. 22 of 36, 226 yards. Probably 140 of that was in those last 2 drives where we were giving him up. And then I believe he ran for 17 yards rushing. He lost some of those with sacks, and we didn't let him get loose. The only time he was really able to get loose is when we were running that 3-man rush. I think I saw Acho on the field during that too. I'm pretty sure I saw some 93, and I saw him getting some pressure. I was impressed actually. So those were the Bears will win if. I feel like they did quite a bit of them. I think we picked out a lot of stuff here in the pregame. We're not geniuses. We're just fans talking football. But what were yours?
Yeah, same. The Bears will win if they run the ball. They ran the ball effectively. Okay, the Bears will win if they win a turnover battle. It was close. Mitchell's 2 interceptions, but they didn't lose the turnover battle.
Right.
And one of them, I believe I had, was something along the lines of get Russell Wilson down, contain Russell Wilson. And they pretty much did that. I believe it was 80 total yards of offense before, either in the first half or before the 3rd quarter. So great job by the Bears doing what we told them to do to win.
You know what?
Maybe I'll be the coach.
There's no doubt they watch the show, just like our probably 12 subscribers. Anyway, you were right on. I think they had 6 sacks on the day, and they did contain him. They rushed as a unit, kept him contained. Just do what @plus_shy says, Jeff, and you will be all right, Chicago Bears. And then moving on to the Seahawks will win if, and I'm going first again, Seahawks will win if they confuse Mitch Trubisky. So I went into the in year 2, yada yada. He's basically the new Ricky. There was a time where I'm like, Jeff, we called this one too, where when they actually did come with an exotic blitz to confuse him, I don't know why they didn't try more blitzes and coming after him. I would, personally. I would run those zone blitzes after watching that tape from Green Bay, until I proved he could beat it. And if he starts to beat it, that's fine. Then go back to what you do. But, especially after you get down by 10 or 14 points in that situation, try something different. Or try it off the get-go. I don't know.
Real quick on that note, I think the Bears personnel coming out with a lot of 3 wide sets, Trey Burton being split out. We saw our first Kevin White sighting with the double slot. We had 5 wide. You had times
Bellamy
where Howard
sighting.
would start. So there was a lot of different play call formations that I think prevented the Seattle Seahawks from doing what you said.
All right. And this dismal Seahawk line can actually give Russell Wilson some time to find completions. They didn't do that. So, yes, I said do that. They didn't. Bears did. We did good. @ShyBearsPlus Plus on Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah.
Holler at me. What were yours? Let's see how right on you are, like usual.
Yeah, stop the run. If the Seattle Seahawks will win, if they could stop the run, they really didn't. There was a lot of times where it was third down. Mitchell Trubisky had a few key runs. Trey Burton had a wildcat run. So anytime that it was a 3rd and short situation, Matt Nagy established dominance this week. The Seattle Seahawks will win if they stop the run. They definitely did not stop the run. They also, I said they would win if they kept Russell Wilson vertical. They sure didn't. Okay, that first half. And you could see how that pressure, just collapsing the pocket, makes a 4-time Pro Bowl quarterback, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, under duress. All that added pressure, just even if he stays in a pocket, disrupts the timing of the offense, gets in his head, he gets happy feet, quick trigger. The Seattle Seahawks would have won if they would have, but they couldn't.
Who can, really? Seriously.
No one this year.
That's right. Something that we did not do last game, but we're going to be incorporating in, is we're going to be doing stats of the video of the day. We don't know what we're calling it. This is just a show, a couple guys having fun. Stats of the day. My stat was time of possession. Maybe you didn't see 500 yards. Maybe you didn't see the offense that you thought you had to see, but they were effective enough to move the ball, to possess the ball for 34 minutes and 24 seconds and hold on to the time of possession. If Russell Wilson cannot possess the ball, he can't score it. It's all academic. What was your stat of the day?
I actually had 2 because they're kind of combined. One was the first, we had a scoring drive, a touchdown on the first play of the game. We did the same thing last week. So back-to-back weeks with the opening drive, scoring a touchdown. Both of those drives were double-digit plays. Mitchell Trubisky, 6 of 7 for 50 yards. And I want to make sure we go back to hot takes. On the first very play of the game for the Bears, what did they do offensively? What was the first play of the game? Okay, all right. And then back-to-back games with an interception return for the touchdown. First time we did that since 1960. So a couple back-to-backs for your stats to stats of the day.
Wow, you had the research team working extra hard on that one. What are you paying those guys? All the monies at ShyBears Plus for a loan. Get at him at Twitter.
Let's go. 30 seconds.
Let's go. Low interest rates. Loan shark extraordinaire. All right. How did we do on predictions? I predicted the Bears win 30-20. The score was 24-17. So I was 9 total points off.
My prediction was 30-10, and the Bears, that was looking like a really good prognostication. The Bears were up 24-10 with about 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They got the ball back on like touchdown with an extra point, 31-10. I missed my prediction by 1 point. It didn't happen that way, but we both predicted the Bears will win. We predicted before this game that the Bears will win. We predicted before the season the Bears will win this game. Shy Bears Plus. What do you need to know? That's it.
Magic wand, crystal ball. We got it all.
Yeah.
I think you were 13 points off, so somebody's closer. Hey, but that's okay.
Okay.
I'm sure.
All right.
All right. Hey, we're
we're
just
gonna
fans
keep
talking
track now,
sports,
people.
having a good time. You know, this isn't a competition.
You got some grades for us there, boy.
Sure. Yeah, we were going to move into the grades. We'll do offense, defense, special teams. Back and
Perfect.
forth. All right.
Little ping pong.
I'm going offense B- with only 271 total yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 turnovers. They did enough to get the job done. Maybe 1 turnover wasn't their fault. I don't say, hey, the Trubisky should have threw a pick, because a lot of picks hit a lot of guys' hands and a lot of people drop picks through the leagues. They don't count them. So from the product of what I saw, they could have extended more drives. They could have got the field goals. They could have not turned it over. They could have not had untimely holding calls to set yourself in a bad situation on first down. They could have eliminated those type of mistakes. They could have done a lot of things differently. And hopefully they will in the future, but I do feel like it was progress. Still get them just a B- though.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I got a B grade for the offense. They won the game. They scored more points. They scored when they need to. They had the time of possession battle. They won that. They bounced back from Mitchell Trubisky, his 2 turnovers in the first half. They scored. They scored late in the game. They moved the ball when they needed to. So the offense did a good job. Good job by this offense. That's a B grade.
Huh. It's just funny because, like, perception's reality. And, are we judging this against, the Patriots? Are we judging this against, the top tier? Or are we judging against what we've seen before with the Bears? So it's funny. I was interested how we were going to come out, how close we come on these. Because you could really, the reference point is, it could be so many different things. So you got to be, right?
Yeah.
Oh, your whiteboard's probably filled up. That's a bummer. All right. Defense. I am going to go with A+ for the Bears. Interception for a touchdown. 6 sacks. So lit. Too tough. I don't even know. Like, all you got to do is, you just got to do that. There's nothing else to be said. Nothing else to be said because you can. Man.
Nothing else to be said. Bears, A. Defense, go. Special teams.
Just A?
Yeah. They gave up points at the end of the game. It was a lot. They get that extra. They get that onside kick. Then there's a Hail Mary opportunity. Yeah, the Bears are phenomenal defense. Top 3 defense in the league. Probably the top defense in the league. Khalil Mack, just insane. We got Smith back. Amos and Jackson can tackle in the open field. They come up and stick. But Kyle Fuller, question mark. A+ somewhere in there. Great game.
I mean, you kind of sound like a Packer fan, but whatever. Special teams. Oh, wow, the stink eyes. All right, special teams. I went with a B. They converted all their kicks. They had a field goal. My one real negative, I'm doubting myself. I'm going to stick with my B, though. They caught a punt inside like the 5 where they could have let that go, try to get in the end zone. It's not like they had a huge, 50-yard return. I think maybe Cohen was like 30-something on the return.
Yeah.
32 yards on the return. So it's not like they were phenomenal. They did good. I'm not giving them a C. I don't think they were an A. So we were going with the crispy B.
Yeah, I had the Bears special teams with the C. Like you said, Cohen received that punt of the first punt of the game inside his own 5-yard line with the fair catch. I believe Anthony Miller caught one of those free. It wasn't a free kick, but it was a drop kick after
Fred Shoulders.
the sportsman-like penalty. So those two things right there. We're kicking the ball well, but I'm just not a fan of receiving the ball inside your own 5-yard line on those. Let it go. With Miller, I understand because that's a live ball, but for Cohen, no reason to field that ball. That's a C. We got to get better there.
I don't like talking about special teams a whole lot, but we got to do it. We got to do it for the people out there. One other thing I just wanted to bring up real quick while we're on the Cohen topic and returns. I just want to say that I love Tariq Cohen so much. I love the energy. I love the creativity. However, I feel like you are good for maybe one or two bad decisions a game. And it's so funny because it's such a love-hate thing. Because when he does something stupid, and you're like, oh, you're God, why'd you do that? But then sometimes he turns chicken, into chicken salad. So it's something you have to live with. As long as he's not putting it on the ground or doing something totally crazy, causing a turnover, loss of downs, points, things like that, I guess it's something that you can live with. But it's just something I wanted to point out that, a lot of people say it, so I just wanted to say it. Our final segment was just going to be hot takes, extra points that you want to bring up that you didn't get a chance to during the broadcast. I'm going to go ahead and let's start with @+_shy. Jeff, go ahead and give me a couple hot points, something.
Yeah, for sure. Aaron Lynch, after not seeing him for a millisecond in the preseason, started for his second straight game. Looked good. I really he's just a massive individual. You can see how big he is out there. He's got a great mustache. He could tackle the run. I think he's great in run, but he also has a high motor. Good to see him healthy with that.
That was one of my takes as well. And I just want to add in on that. My take was, is Lynch good or not? Or is Seattle that bad? I don't know. It's so hard to tell because they all were so dominant. But, man, he looked good. I was super shocked. Wasn't expecting that. Sorry. Just want to jump in.
No, that's cool. That's fine. Appropriate. All offseason long, one of the big things on the Bears requiring position or skill position player talent was these wide receivers being able to create separation and catch the ball. And we saw that, especially, this was a real training wheel game that Matt Nagy put on Mitchell Trubisky, especially after the 2 interceptions and a missed long ball to Taylor Gabriel. Okay, so we saw a lot of comebackers. We saw a lot of one-on-one coverages, but more often than not, the Bears caught the ball, advanced the ball. A-Rob had a great game. These wide receivers able to create separation on their own, catch the ball in traffic. That came to fruition this game, and it was essential to the Bears' win.
Anthony Miller got open, got that separation, that touchdown. He froze that cornerback. He didn't get him to turn around in circles or anything, but he did put him on skates a little bit, and it was nice to see because you saw it in training camp. It was so sick. I was so happy to see that play. Happy the kid gets first tutty.
Yep. I mentioned earlier about Roquan Smith. He's really good at tackling in the open field. So when you play that prevent defense, we saw, I believe, at the end of the first half, it was really nice to see him drop back. And then when everybody's out in that wide zone or man and all the guys are on a streak and they dump it off, he's going to be great at preventing that play. I thought Danny Trevathan had a great game, good tackle.
2 sacks.
I just called it 2 sacks, forced fumble. That was a big fumble. Oh. And then the recovery by Floyd there jumping in. Fantastic job. And then just a multi-forced fumble game, both by Mack right after the right tackle said, you got lucky on that play because he was mic'd up. And then he's like, all right, I got something for you. Just that bull rush coming around. You got that chip with the tight end, come around there, and just that was a pancake. He pancaked that right tackle, made the play there. It's just with one hand while he's being held. Unbelievable stuff. That's the hottest take from the hottest +_shy in town.
It's so cool. How cool is that? How cool is that having Khalil Mack on your team? How cool is that? Can you imagine that? How cool is that?
And he's a beast, too.
One flaming hot take. Man, it felt like Seattle was in third and long all game. They weren't getting anything going with the run. They weren't creating anything until the last couple of drives. And it was a good feeling because it was pin your ears back and go get them. And they were getting them with 4, and they were getting to them. Man, what a dominating performance. Third and long all day. You don't want to do it. You hate to see it. You hate to see the domination when you're the other team. Love to see it. You love to see it here, my friends. Allen Robinson, wide receiver 1, and it finally felt like it. The young man balled out pretty well. 10 receptions, 83 yards. He was targeted 14 times, and
he caught the tough ball.
You know what? He caught tough balls. He caught slants. He caught comebacks. He used his body position. He created separation underneath. They took what they can give him, and I have no problem with if you paid a man to catch the ball. Every other team, in the league, not every other team. There are many teams in the league that have a wide receiver 1 that they throw to and target 13 times. And I'm glad that guy's on our team because he could do that for us. And I have no problem seeing him on the slot, seeing him on the outside. Feed him because he can produce for you. And I thought that he was moving pretty darn quick for the fastest I've seen him run, especially on that go route on that interception. I was a little surprised because I was just wondering if he was going to be full speed or if this is an injury that was going to be 12 months and then he's finally full speed. He could play, but I mean, man, the guy looks like he's ready to go.
Just real quick on that note, there was a time where I believe they called the play down with I don't know however they blew the whistle. They called the play dead, but he got twisted up with his legs going in separate directions. That was a real test. I said to myself, I was like, all right, now we're going to see how that knee held up, and he was fine. He's a number 1 right receiver, just like you said. When we needed him the most, we went right to him. One-on-one matchup. This ball's for you. And more often than not, like you said, 10 out of 14, he came through.
Speaking of when you make the call to the guy and he comes through, I felt like they called 24, and I tweeted out, when you call 24, big plays happen. And big plays will be on the other line when you make that call. Beep, beep. Hello, big plays. Call 24. Call it more. Call in your situations where you need a big play, you need a conversion. Call 2-4. It's going to be there for you. I'm not the biggest Jordan Howard fan in the entire world. I think he's just not on that top tier. I will say that I've been shut up because I thought he could not catch the ball, and he's been catching the ball. And I will eat the crow, and it's delicious because I'm glad the young man could catch the ball. But I can only think of one thing now that you have to catch the ball that can prevent him from getting paid and making him like an elite top tier guy is the top tier speed. But I mean, he's still good enough to break you off 25 yards easily. So anyway, still calling 24. He's going to get you your conversions. Don't be scared of it. 20 times a game until this offense is up and running at least, and then spread it out, go everywhere. And don't be scared to rely on Allen Robinson as well. You stole my Lynch, and I got, 7 pages of notes.
I got one. I got a quick one right here.
Sure, go ahead.
Just the electricity. You and I spoke about just our anxiousness leading into this game. The Bears fans were anxious. They got louder as the game went on. Brian Urlacher was saying all over the last few months about how on third down, how Soldier Field would rise to its feet. This is a loud game. You could see how Seattle, they called a few timeouts. They had difficulty communicating out there. So it's great to see that fourth phase come through. Great to see some electricity in Chicago with this. So, I don't really have anything else with this week 2 recap.
That's all we got. We will be back later on this week with a preview of the Bears and Cardinals, probably with some on-point, on-the-spot previews and probably some game locks too. We're probably going to have it all. What's going to happen? It'll be here on the lawyer pad. It'll be here on the notes. It's all going to be right here for you. Don't miss it. Whatever you do, make sure that you subscribe to Shy Bears Plus on YouTube and you slap that bell so that you know that every single time we drop a video, you get a notification because you don't want to miss it. And then go to Twitter and you follow at ShyBearsPlus on Twitter. Go to Instagram, or you're going to miss all the dick memes, all the great commentary. You can also follow contributor, friend, Jeff at +_shy. You see it right down there. Add him too, or you're going to miss everything, and you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss this coverage. Where are you going to have this much fun and get flaming hot takes like this? Hotter than this orange shirt. Where are you going to get it? Where are you going to go? You go to the city because you can't get it anywhere else. Thank you so much. Can you please sign us off?
That's all she wrote.